screen is visible to you? Anyone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so in the last class, we were saying regarding the Nyquist plot, polar plot and Nyquist plot, and we have also seen few of the examples. And if you want to have a overview of what we have learned so far, then we have learned how to draw the polar plot and how to draw the Nyquist plot. We have seen how to draw the polar plot and Nyquist plot. And from this polar plot and Nyquist plot, we have certain terms such as phase crossover, gain crossover frequency, referred as omega g, then phase crossover frequency, referred as omega p. Now we have also seen something called as gain margin, that is GM, and we have also seen phase margin, that is PM. And we have also framed some of the examples, and we have seen the concept that if omega p is greater than omega g, then system is said to be stable. If omega p omega p is less than omega g, then system is unstable. And if omega p is equal to omega g, the system is marginally stable. We have also seen if gain margin and phase margin, if both are positive, then our system is stable. If gain margin and phase margin both are negative, then system is unstable. If gain margin and phase margin both are equal to 0, the system is marginally stable. So we have seen this so far. Now, can anyone tell me, if you want, you can take a guess, what is the problem in this kind of determining this kind of stability? Anyone? We have said that system is stable, unstable, marginally stable, but there is some drawback of this concept. Can anyone tell me? Am I audible properly? Am I audible properly?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay.
Yes.
Can anyone tell me what is the drawback of determining in such way the system is stable, unstable, marginally stable? We have determined that. So can anyone tell me? Just have a look and can anyone tell me what is the drawback of such kind of determining the stability in such a manner? Suppose if omega p is greater than omega g. Yes.
Yes. Up to the degree how much it's stable or by what it's unstable. Only we know that it's unstable. We don't know by how much.
Right. Right. Correct. So, anyone else wants to try? See, when you are saying that system is unstable, the point that student has said is almost correct. But I will do some more construction upon what he said. So when we say the system is unstable, the system can be unstable due to one pole, the system can be unstable due to 100 poles. If one pole is on the right hand side, that means if your system is having 100 of number of poles and only one pole is on the right hand side, that means system is unstable, right? So if the system is unstable, by this method, we are not sure how many poles are making that system unstable, whether it is one pole, two pole, 100 pole, or all the poles are on the right hand side. So this kind of, in this way of determining the stability is called as relative stability. Means when we have seen the Routh-Hurwitz table, if you can recall, in this Routh-Hurwitz stability, we have built a Routh table and we determine the stability depending upon the number of sign changes in the first column. Now, number of sign changes in the, if there is some sign changes in the first column, then that many number of poles will lie on the right hand side, and then we said that system is unstable, and this many number of poles are lying on the right hand side. But this method, which we have seen so far in frequency domain, does not give the indication of number of poles due to which the system is unstable. So therefore, this type of stability, this type of determining the stability is called as relative stability. Whereas if we find out by Routh-Hurwitz, that is called as absolute stability. So there is a method in frequency domain as well. There is a method in frequency domain as well, where you can find out the number of poles in the right hand side. Number of poles in right hand side. And then based on that, we can say that system is stable or unstable. That means there is also absolute process as well for determining the stability in frequency domain as well. So that method is called as, or that process is called as Nyquist stability criteria. So we will be having a look into this Nyquist stability criteria, and in coming lectures also we will have a deep look into the what is Nyquist stability criteria and how to determine this stability and how to say that whether the system is stable or unstable based on the number of poles on the right hand side. Just wait. So I will directly give you the formula based on which we are able to determine the stability. The main things, or the things that we have learned so far, that is Nyquist plot, will be used. Nyquist plot will be used in determining the Nyquist stability criteria, and we have seen how to draw the Nyquist plot. Now there are some basic formulas. There is only one line formula, in fact, through which we can determine whether a system is stable or unstable. Okay, so what is Nyquist stability criteria? It is given by the formula n equal to p minus z. N equal to p minus z, z is the Nyquist stability criteria. You may be asked in the exam directly a question regarding the theory question, what is Nyquist stability criteria, and explain it. So for that, you can have a look into the notes which I have provided, and you can understand from there as well what is Nyquist stability criteria. So the formula is n is equal to p minus z. This is the basic formula. Now there is some understanding of the terms, what is n, what is p, and what is z. So we will have a look into what are the three variables which you are seeing here. What does it really mean? First one is n. N is equal to net encirclement of point -1 plus j0 by Nyquist plot in GS HS plane. So this is the definition of what is N. It is a net encirclement. Net means total. You can also call it net, or you can also call it total. Net encirclement, but you can also call it total encirclement. Encirclement of -1 plus J0 point. -1 J0 point is a point on GS-HS plane. We will have a look. Just first have an understanding of the definition. N is equal to net encirclement of -1 plus J0 by Nyquist plot in GS-HS plane. And if we talk about the encirclement, what does encirclement mean? Suppose if we are having a point like this. This is a point. If I want to encircle this point, that means we have to cover this point like this, right? And now when I say I have to cover this point, it can be in a circle way, it can be in a square way, it can be in a triangular way, it can be anyone. The bottom line is that we have to encircle this point. So let me again draw. When I encircle this point. So there are two ways which I can encircle. Suppose if I want to encircle with the help of a circle. So there are two ways through which I can encircle this point. Either I can encircle in this direction, or I can encircle in this direction, right? So if you encircle the point in this direction, you can say this is a clockwise direction. If you are encircling, this is our point, right? This is our point at the center. If you are encircling the point in this direction, then this is called as anti-clockwise. So there are two ways. If you are encircling it with circle, so there are two ways to encircle this. Either you can encircle in a clockwise direction, or you can encircle in an anti-clockwise direction. Now N is positive, and is you will count encirclement as positive if encirclement is anti-clockwise direction. If the encirclement of the point is in anti-clockwise direction, then we will count it as a positive encirclement. Similarly, opposite to this, if N is negative if encirclement is clockwise direction. Right? So again, have a look into Nyquist stability criteria. What is Nyquist stability criteria? N is equal to P minus Z. What is N? N is the net encirclement of -1 plus J0 point in GHSS plane. Now, what is -1 plus J0 point? Let us draw a GS into HS plane. This is our plane where we used to draw our polar plot as well as Nyquist plot. Now, where is -1 plus J0 point will lie? This is our imaginary axis. This is our real axis. -1 plus J0 will lie somewhere here. This is -1 plus J0 point. So this talks about net encirclement of -1 plus J0 point in GSHS plane. If N is positive is if the encirclement is in anti-clockwise direction. Suppose if this is the encirclement of this point, if this is GSHS plane, and in this direction it is encircled. So for this, you can see how many encirclement of the -1 plus J0 point. There is only one encirclement, and that encirclement is in anti-clockwise direction. So N will be equal to +1. Similar, opposite to this, if I again want to draw a GSHS plane, where this is our real, this is our imaginary. I have just drawn roughly, right? Do not consider this is a Nyquist plot. This is a rough, just to show how it can be done. This is our GH plane. Again, this is our point where -1 plus J0 is our point. And again, if I want to encircle, but now I'm encircling it in a clockwise direction. Clockwise means this direction. So you can see I've encircled in this direction. And there is only single encirclement. So in this case, N will be equal to -1. Similarly, you can have more than one encirclement as well. Suppose here you can see in this figure, I can have another encirclement as well. And this kind of and second encirclement, suppose if it is again in anti-clockwise direction like this, so n will be equal to, in that case n will be equal to +2. There can be more encirclement as well. Suppose if I am having one more encirclement of this point, but in this case, let us suppose this black encirclement is in clockwise direction. You can see this is in clockwise. So if you consider this plot, total encirclement of this point is 3. 3 encirclements are there. Out of those 3, 2 are in anti-clockwise, 2 are in anti-clockwise, and 1 encirclement is on clockwise direction. So net encirclement will be given by n. So for anti-clockwise it will be +2, and for clockwise it will be -1. So net encirclement, that means total encirclement will be equal to +2 - 1. So it will be equal to +1. Are you understanding the concept?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the definition of n, which is used in Nyquist stability criteria, right? It's the encirclement of the point -1 plus j0 by Nyquist plot in GHHS plane. N is equal to positive if encirclement is anti-clockwise. N is equal to negative if the encirclement is a clockwise direction. Now we will see the remaining term, that is P and Z. N is equal to P minus Z. I am again writing N is equal to net encirclement of -1 plus j0 point. Right? Now what is P? P is equal to number of open loop poles in right hand side of S plane. The total P is equal to number of open loop poles in the right hand side of S plane. So this you can easily determine by looking at the open loop transfer function. So open loop transfer function will be provided to you, that is 1 upon S plus 1, or like this. This is the open loop transfer function. For this, if you have to draw the Nyquist plot and you have to determine the Nyquist stability or the stability, then you will use Nyquist stability criteria. And for this case, it can be easily said that it is having 2 poles where S1 is equal to 0 and second pole is at -1. So for this case, number of P will be equal to, value of P will be equal to 0, because P is what? P is the open loop poles in the right hand side. P is the open loop pole in the right hand side. Suppose if I consider the second open loop transfer function, for which I have to draw the, here I am having S is equal to S minus 1. This is the open loop transfer function for which I have to draw the Nyquist plot and I have to determine its stability. So for this case, P will be equal to 1, because you can see it is having 1 pole in the right hand side of the S plane. So P is what? P is equal to number of open loop poles in the right hand side of S plane. So this can be easily determined. So N is determined through Nyquist plot by encirclement of the point. P is given, you can directly find out by looking at the open loop transfer function. So N and P are known. Now you know the value of N and P. Now only thing is remaining, that is Z. So what is Z? Z is equal to number of roots of characteristic equation in right hand side of S plane. This is first definition. Or number of closed loop poles in right hand side of S plane. So you can see what is the definition of Z from the formula. What is the formula? N is equal to P minus Z. N we can determine by Nyquist plot. P can be determined, it is the number of open loop poles in the right hand side of S plane, and Z can be determined based on the value of N and P. So finally, what is Z? Number of roots of characteristic equation in right hand side of S plane. So ideally Z should be equal to 0. If Z is equal to 0, that means there are no poles in the right hand side. If there are no poles in the right hand side, that means system is stable. If Z is equal to 0, that means there are no closed loop poles in the right hand side of S plane. And how can you determine Z? By this formula. N is equal to P minus Z. P is known, N is equal to encirclement, which we will find out by Nyquist plot. So Z, value of Z can be found out. So Z is what? Number of poles in the right hand side of S-plane, or number of closed loop poles in the right hand side of S-plane. So ideally, if Z is equal to 0, that means there are no poles in the right hand side. In that condition, our system will be stable. If Z is equal to not, if Z is not equal to 0, that means system is definitely unstable. System is definitely unstable. And based on the value of Z, if Z is equal to 1, then that means one pole is on the right hand side. Now you can see what is absolute stability. This is absolute stability. We have found out that system is unstable, and on top of that, we are having a knowledge that because of one pole, our system is unstable. If Z is equal to 2, that means two poles are on the right hand side. So similarly, you can find it out. Z can never be equal to negative value. This is not possible. Either Z will be 0 or Z will be positive. Z will not be equal to negative. One more disadvantage of this is that we cannot find the marginal stability condition. Marginal stability cannot be determined by Nyquist criteria. That means the system can be stable or unstable. Now for the recap, I am again telling you Nyquist stability criteria. I am again giving you a recap. So Nyquist stability criteria. So what is the formula? N is equal to P minus Z. N is the net encirclement. N is equal to net encirclement of -1 plus J0 point in GS-HS plane. N is equal to positive if encirclement is anti-clockwise. N is equal to negative if the encirclement is clockwise. So from here you can find out the value of N. P is what? Number of poles in right hand side, number of open loop poles in right hand side of S plane. So P can be determined directly by looking at the open loop transfer function, and Z is the number of closed loop poles in right hand side of S plane. So if Z is equal to 0, that means there are no poles in the right hand side of S plane. In this case, the system will be stable. If Z is not equal to 0, that means system is unstable. Any doubt till this point?
No, sir.
Okay. So we will see some cases for determining. Now suppose case number 1. I'm drawing the Nyquist plot. This Nyquist plot we have already seen. This is our GH plane. This is real part. This is imaginary line. This is omega is equal to 0 plus. This is omega is equal to infinite plus. Now this is omega is equal to infinite minus. This is omega is equal to 0 minus. So this is the Nyquist plot. Suppose this is the Nyquist plot, and we are having our point -1 plus J0 point here. Suppose this is case 1. Now for these cases, we are considering that P is equal to 0. P is equal to 0 means there are no open loop poles in the right hand side of S plane. We are taking an example and we are assuming that P is equal to 0. Just pay attention. We are assuming that P is equal to 0. What is P? In the formula, N is equal to P minus Z. What is P? P is the number of open loop poles in the right hand side of S plane. Suppose this is case 1 and we have assumed that P is equal to 0. Now see the point minus 1 plus J0. Now do you see any encirclement of this point?
No, sir.
No. So there is no encirclement. That means N is equal to 0. Why N is equal to 0? Because there is no encirclement of this point. P is equal to already 0. So what is our formula? N is equal to P minus Z. So substitute the value of N and P. So Z we are getting as 0. If this is the condition, then system will be stable. How system will be stable? And for case 1, if this is a condition, if P is equal to 0 and if there is no encirclement, that means the system is stable. Now we will see case number 2 for the same type of problem. Case 2. This is the real part, imaginary. This is GH plane. This is omega is equal to 0 plus, omega is equal to infinite plus. This is omega is equal to infinite minus, omega is equal to 0 minus. Now suppose in this case, our point is lying here, minus 1 plus J0. Now again here, P is equal to 0 we are assuming. Now tell me, how many encirclement do you see of the point minus 1 plus J0?
1.
Am I audible properly, all of you? Okay, see the direction. Now tell me, how many encirclement of the point do you see? Am I audible properly?
Yes.
Okay, so see the smaller circle first. This is the smaller circle. See the direction. It is going in clockwise direction. I think it is going in clockwise direction. See the direction. It is going in clockwise direction, right? So minus 1. Clockwise means minus 1. Anti-clockwise means positive. Now see the bigger circle. This is encirclement. The shape can be anything. It can be circle. It cannot be a circle. It can be a rectangular, square, anything. So what is the direction of bigger circle? Can anyone tell me?
Clockwise.
Clockwise. That means again minus 1. So minus 1 is for smaller circle. Minus 1 is for bigger circle. So N will be equal to minus 2. In this case, the value of N is equal to minus 2. Now again, this is case number 2, right? So N is equal to P minus Z is our standard formula for Nyquist stability criteria. N is equal to minus 2. P is equal to 0, we have assumed, and Z is equal to this. So minus 2 will be equal to minus Z. So Z will be equal to 2. That means Z is not equal to 0. In this case, system will become unstable. And if the system is becoming unstable, so here you can say that there are two number of poles or two number of closed loop poles in the right hand side, because due to which the system is unstable. Are you understanding the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you are having any doubt, you can ask, right? This is case number 2. Now I will increase the little bit complexity. Example, I will again draw the Nyquist plot of some open loop transfer function. Just pay attention. So this is going like this. This is going upwards. Then it is again cutting back downwards. And finally it is ending here like this. This is omega is equal to 0 plus. This point is equal to omega is equal to infinite plus. This is for the positive frequency. Now we have to draw the polar plot as the mirror image of this as well. This is the polar plot. Mirror image will look like somewhat like this. Let us suppose this is the Nyquist plot of some transfer function. This is equal to omega is equal to infinite minus, and it is going from here to here. In minus, it is going from minus infinite to 0. Omega is equal to 0 minus, and the encirclement and the so this is like this is going from here. And the direction is like this. This is starting from this is going from omega is equal to 0 minus. It is going from omega is equal to 0 minus to omega is equal to 0 plus. If you draw the Nyquist contour from there, you will get the direction, right? We are not focusing about that. We are focusing right now on the how to determine the stability. Let us consider this real and imaginary. This is our GH plane. Now I am considering 2 points. Just pay attention. I am considering 2 points. This is suppose point number A. This is suppose point number B. This is suppose point number A and B. Now I am writing one example. Suppose if P is equal to 0, that means number of open pole is equal to 0 for this Nyquist plot, and -1 plus J0 point is at. There are 2 conditions. First one, if the point is at A point. Second, if the point is at B point. If this is getting confusing, let me remove A and B, and let me write 1 and 2 here. Now, one by one case we have to consider. Suppose for first case, if -1 plus J0 is lying here, then in that case, we have to determine the stability for P is equal to 0. In second time, we have to assume that our point is at minus B. Have you understood the problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for first case, we will determine. Suppose our point is at A point. Suppose our point is at A point. This is for first. -1 plus J0 is at A. Now, if first of all, let me rub this B point. Now, tell me how many encirclement of the point you see. If you see, this is first encirclement, right? This is smaller circle. And what is the direction of this encirclement? Anyone? Clockwise. What is the, if you see this encirclement, bigger encirclement, what is the direction of this encirclement? Because this point is also encirclement. Clockwise. Correct. But if you see this encirclement,
Anti-clockwise.
Here, but it does not cover this point. This is an encirclement, but it is not covering A. So we will not consider this point. We will not consider this encirclement because it is not encircling the point, so there is no use. We have to only encircle that. We have to consider that will encircle our point A, right? So there are 2 encirclement, and both are in clockwise direction. If you pay attention, both the encirclement is in clockwise direction. So n will be equal to if this point is at A, so n will be equal to -2 because there are 2 encirclement and both are clockwise, and P is equal to 0, and so n is equal to P minus Z. N is equal to -2, P is equal to 0, Z is equal to, so that means Z is equal to 2. That means if this point is at A, then system will be unstable. If our -1 plus J0 point is lying at A, in that case system will be unstable. Have you understood this first problem?
Yes, sir.
Now let us cover the second point. If our -1 plus J0 is at B, so we will consider the second condition. So let me rub this. This is my B point. Now tell me how many encirclement you see. One encirclement is bigger circle is for true is there, right? And this is another encirclement. Now the direction of the smaller circle, if you see, what is the direction of the smaller circle?
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise. And what is the direction of the bigger circle?
Clockwise.
So there are two encirclement of the point minus when the point is at B. There are two encirclement, but net encirclement, that is n, will be equal to -1 plus 1. -1 because of the clockwise direction and +1 because of the anti-clockwise direction. So net encirclement will be equal to 0. Now again put in the formula, that is n is equal to p minus z. N is equal to 0, p is equal to 0 given minus z. So z in this case will be equal to 0. That means system will be stable. If z is equal to 0, that means there are no closed loop poles in the right hand side. If there are no closed loop poles in the right hand side, that means system is absolutely stable. So if our point is at -b, then system is stable. If the point is at -a, then system is unstable. Have you understood this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So P will be given always, right?
Sorry?
So P, the value of P will be always given, right?
No, P is what? P is equal to number of open loop poles in the right hand side. Suppose our open loop transfer function is like this, S plus 1. In this case, how many poles you see on the right hand side? This is our open loop transfer function. So P will be equal to how much?
2, sir.
No, P is, what is P? Number of open loop poles in the right hand side. There are 2 poles, that is correct, that you said. Here P does not mean the total number of poles. P is the capital P, right? Just pay attention. The P is, that means capital P, that means number of open loop poles in the right hand side. There are 2 poles, one pole is at 0, one pole is at -1. But there are no poles on the right hand side. That means P is equal to 0. Similarly, if GH is equal to 1 upon S, S minus 1, S minus 2. So here P will be equal to how much?
2, sir.
2, because there are 2 poles which are on the right hand side. Have you understood this point?
Yes, sir.
Suppose S is equal to S minus 1. If this is the case, so P is equal to 1. So there is no case of odd or even. Some student was saying P will be always even. That is not the case. Depends upon the number of poles, number of open loop poles in the right hand side. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we will see some more examples. So again, those who are having direct, I will again write n is equal to p minus z. N is equal to net encirclement of the point -1 plus j0. N is equal to positive if the encirclement is anti-clockwise. N is equal to negative if the encirclement is clockwise. P is equal to number of open loop poles in right hand side of S plane. Z is equal to, if Z is equal to 0, that means system is stable. That means no closed loop poles on the right hand side. If Z is not equal to 0, that means system is unstable. Z cannot be less than 0. This is not the condition, not true. That means the Z cannot be negative. And what is the disadvantage of Nyquist stability criteria? That is marginally stable. Marginally stability cannot be determined. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we will see some more problems. Now for applying the Nyquist criteria, you must first able to draw the Nyquist plot. For drawing the Nyquist plot, you must have the knowledge of polar plot. So all the things are connected, right? You have to have the understanding of polar plot, then Nyquist plot, then you can apply the Nyquist stability criteria. So all the things we have already seen. The example I have already provided in the notes. GS into HS, that is open loop transformation is given as K upon E1S plus 1, E2S plus 1. For this problem, we have to determine the stability using Nyquist stability criteria. So first, you have to draw the Nyquist plot. We will put S is equal to j omega. So this will be Gj omega, Hj omega equal to 1 upon T1 j omega plus 1, T2 j omega plus 1. Then you have to determine the magnitude. The magnitude of Gh is equal to 1 upon under root of T1 omega whole square plus 1 and T2 omega whole square plus 1. Now this is equation number 1, and equation number 2 is angle of or phase of G omega. What is the phase? You can see for numerator it will be 0 because the imaginary part is 0, and for denominator minus tan inverse of imaginary by real. So imaginary part is T1 omega and real is 1. So I will write like this, minus tan inverse of T2 omega. Any problem till this point? Any problem till this point? We have already seen this. Okay, so now we have to make the table, right? Omega, magnitude, and phase. You have to put the value of omega and bring it to infinite. For omega is equal to 0, what is the magnitude? So see in equation number 1. For omega is equal to 0, the magnitude is equal to sorry, there is k term is here, so I will write k, right? I forgot k is there. There will be no changes in the phase. If omega is equal to, put omega is equal to 0 in equation number 1. So it will be simply k. Omega is equal to 0 in equation number 2. So phase will be equal to how much? Phase will be equal to 0.
0.
Put omega is equal to infinite. If omega is equal to infinite, what will the magnitude first? First tell me the magnitude. If omega is equal to infinite, magnitude will be 0. And phase will be minus 180.
180.
Okay. So we have drawn this. Now I will try to draw the Nyquist plot. So at omega is equal to 0, you see the magnitude is k. Let us suppose this is real, this is imaginary, this is our GHP. This is k at omega is equal to 0, and at omega is equal to infinite, our phase is becoming minus 180 and magnitude is becoming 0. And magnitude is 0, that means it is at the origin. It will be like this. This is omega is equal to infinite plus, this is omega is equal to 0 plus. Now draw the mirror image of this. So like this, it will be, this is equal to omega is equal to now you can substitute, because if you wanted to draw the Nyquist plot, first you have to draw the Nyquist contour. The Nyquist contour for this case will be, this is S-plane, this is omega is equal to 0 plus, this is omega is equal to infinite plus, this is omega is equal to 0 minus, this is omega is equal to infinite minus. It will go 0 to infinite plus, then it will go plus infinite to minus infinite, then minus infinite to 0 minus, like this. So this is the Nyquist contour. Now we have drawn, this is a polar plot, and this is the mirror image of polar plot. Now for drawing this capital circle, we have to take the radius. The radius will be r e to the power j theta, where r will tends to infinite, and theta will tends to plus pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. We have seen this. So I will put r is you can put r s is equal to r e to the power j theta and substitute the limit. Ultimately, it will come to the point that its magnitude will be 0, right? Now suppose our point is here, -1 plus j0 point is here. Now see, there is no encirclement of this point. There is no encirclement. So n will be equal to 0 because there is no encirclement from this Nyquist plot which we see. And how many poles, open loop poles, are on the right hand side? See from the example. See from the open loop transfer function. This is our open loop transfer function. There are 2 poles and both the poles are on the left hand side. There are no poles on the right hand side. So P will be equal to 0. In this case, P will be equal to 0 because there are no open loop poles on the right hand side. So N we have calculated from Nyquist plot to 0 and P is equal to 0. If N and P both are 0, then we will calculate Z. N is equal to P minus Z. So N is equal to 0, P is equal to 0 and Z. So Z will be equal to 0. If Z is equal to 0, that means system is stable. So this problem, for this problem, our system will be stable for whatever the value of K. You can vary the K from 0 to infinite. For all the values of K, the system will remain stable because at omega is equal to infinite, it will always end at a point, right? So this is for example number 1. We will quickly see one more example. Open transformation, that is GS into HS is given as S plus 2 upon S plus 1, S minus 1. For this, you have to determine the stability using Nyquist stability criteria. Using Nyquist stability criteria. So first you have to draw the Nyquist plot, then you have to apply the Nyquist stability criteria. So for that, we have to put S is equal to j omega first. So j omega. Sorry. Any doubt? Am I audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first we have to find out its magnitude, that is j omega, h j omega. Magnitude will be equal to under root of omega square plus 2 square upon omega square plus 1 square, omega square plus 1 square. Then we have to calculate the phase. So for numerator part, tan inverse of imaginary by real. So imaginary is omega and real is 2. Now for this j omega plus 1, it is in denominator, so I will use minus sign. Tan inverse of imaginary by real, imaginary is omega, real is 1. Now for this minus sign, because it is in denominator, tan inverse of imaginary is omega and real part is minus 1. Now we have seen if there is a negative real part in the denominator, what we did, we added minus 180 degree to the phase. Do you remember this point? If there is a negative real part in the denominator, we added minus 180 degree to the phase. Do you remember this point? We have discussed this.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So I will add minus 180 degree to the phase. If there are two negative part, real part, then we will add minus 180 twice. So if you want to simplify this, so this will be equal to tan inverse of omega by 2 minus tan inverse of omega by 2. Sorry, omega by 1. This is 1 minus tan inverse of omega minus plus, which will become plus tan inverse of omega minus 180 degree. So minus tan inverse of omega plus tan inverse of omega will cancel out. So we will be having only GJH will be equal to tan inverse of omega by 2 minus 180 degree. This is our equation number 2. Equation number 1 will be for magnitude. Equation number 2 will be for phase. So we are having two equations. Now if you wanted to calculate the phase crossover frequency, now suppose phase crossover frequency. Why we are determining the phase crossover frequency? Because we are having negative real part, you can see in the denominator, and we are also having the numerator term. So we wanted to be sure that at how many points our polar plot will cut minus 180 degree line. We have to be sure at how many points our polar plot will cut minus 180 degree line. Therefore, I am calculating the phase crossover frequency. Phase crossover frequency. So how you calculate the phase crossover frequency? By equating the phase equation to the minus 180 degree line. So I will equate it to minus 180. Minus 180 will be equal to tan inverse of omega by 2 minus 180. Minus 180 will cancel out. So omega will be equal to, so omega p or phase crossover frequency will be equal to 0. That means this, only at omega is equal to 0, it will cut minus 180 degree line, and elsewhere it will not cut. So we are sure now that at omega is equal to 0, only it is cutting minus 180 degree line. Now we are sure, now we will build the table. That is for omega, magnitude of omega, and phase of. And we will vary from 0 to infinite. So at omega is equal to 0, what is the magnitude? Just tell me, look at the magnitude. Equation number 1. Look at equation number 1, put omega is equal to 0 and tell me what will be the magnitude. Substitute omega is equal to 0 in equation number 1. Am I audible?
So 2.
2, correct. Because if you put omega is equal to 0, so this numerator is 0, and we are left only 1 then denominator, and under root of 2 square will be 2. So at omega is equal to 0, our magnitude is 2, correct? And what will be the phase? This is our equation number 2 is phase. Put omega is equal to 0. Phase will be equal to how much?
0, sir.
0. Correct. Now I put omega is equal to infinite. At omega is equal to infinite, what will be the magnitude? Put equal to infinite. If omega is equal to infinite, magnitude is 0. We have seen. If omega is equal to infinite in equation number 2, see in equation number 2 and substitute omega is equal to infinite.
Minus 270.
So if why minus 270? For if omega is equal to infinite, then tan inverse 90 will give me infinite. Minus 180. So plus 90 minus 180 will be minus how much? Plus 90 minus 180 will be?
Minus 90.
Minus 90. Now you can also calculate at different values. So I have already calculated, I will put the values, that is 1.118, and phase will be minus 153. At omega is equal to 2, this is minus 0.56, it phase is minus 135 degree, so on. Now here also you can draw the Nyquist contour. There are no poles at the origin, so our Nyquist contour will be like this. Because there is no pole at the origin, this is our S plane, right? This is omega is equal to 0, omega is equal to 0 plus, omega is equal to infinite plus, omega is equal to 0 minus, omega is equal to infinite minus, and the radius of this circle will be r e to the power theta, where r tends to infinite and theta tends to plus pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. So now we have to calculate for this will be the polar plot, this will be the mirror image of polar plot, and we have to calculate finally that capital circle, that is the bigger circle. So we will put S is equal to r e to the power j theta. We will put in our open transformation and we will calculate. So g r e to the power theta, h r e to the power theta is equal to what was our open transformation? S plus 2. S plus 2, that means 1 r e to the power j theta plus 1 r e to the power j theta minus 1, and we will substitute limit r tends to infinite. So they will be equal to limit r tends to infinite, r e to the power j theta, take it as common. So this will be equal to 1 plus 2 upon r e to the power j theta. Take r e to the power j theta common from both the terms in the denominator. So this will be r square e to the power j2 theta, 1 upon 1 plus r e to the power j theta, 1 minus r 1 upon r e to the power j theta. Now, so if you substitute the limit, this will be So we will be having 1 upon r. If we substitute, we will be getting magnitude as 0. So if magnitude is 0, that means it is at the origin and GHS plane. So let me draw the Nyquist plot finally. This is our real part. So at omega is equal to 0, what was the magnitude and phase? Just see. At omega is equal to our 0, our magnitude was 2 and phase is, at omega is equal to 0, our phase will be minus 180. I have written wrongly. Our phase will be minus 180 degree. I have made a mistake. You can see in equation number 2, put omega is equal to 0, you will get minus 180 degree. Is it clear?
Yes.
So I have a mistake. Omega is equal to, our phase was minus 180 and the magnitude was magnitude was 2. So let me draw in. This is 0 degree, this is minus 90 degree, minus 180 degree, minus 270 degree. At omega is equal to 0, our magnitude was 2 and phase was minus 180 degree. Minus 180 degree will be here. Let us consider this point as minus 2. And when you are increasing the frequency, your magnitude is becoming 0 and your phase is becoming minus 90. Just see. So this is at omega is equal to 0 plus. When you're increasing frequency, it is going downwards. Why it is going downwards? You can see. From minus 180 degree, it is going from minus 153 degree, then minus 135 degree, finally it is going to minus 90. So that means it will go downwards and its magnitude is also reducing and finally it will reduce to 0. That means it is at the origin. And minus 90 is, you can see the below line. So this is how roughly I have drawn the polar plot will look like. It will flow like this. This is omega is equal to infinite plus. Now we have to draw the mirror image. So you can draw like this. This is for the negative frequency. That is this point is equal to omega is equal to infinite minus this point is equal to infinite. This point is equal to omega to 0 minus. Now for the capital circle or for the bigger circle in Nyquist contour, our magnitude we have calculated was 0. You can see that it is just a point at the origin point. We have to draw a Nyquist plot. Now we have to apply the Nyquist criteria. You can see magnitude is lying here. Because minus the magnitude obviously will be right, and this will be the direction. Is it clear why I wrong as because this 0 side our magnitude was minus 2. We have calculated magnitude. Our magnitude of 2. 2 means it will be somewhere here. As the plus 0 will be lying. Is it okay? Is it okay or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we will take n is equal to E. Tell me how many encirclement of the point minus 1 plus j0 you see. And what is the direction of this encirclement? Can anyone tell me? What is the direction?
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise means positive 1. Positive, it is in anti-clockwise direction, and only one encirclement, that is, it is in the anti-clockwise direction, so it is plus 1. And what is the value of P? P is the total number of poles in the right hand side of the S plane. So GS HS plane, what was the transformation? S plus 1, S minus 1. This was our open loop transformation. Now tell me what should be the value of P here? P is the total number of open loop C in this open loop transformation. How many poles you see on the right hand side? Tell me.
0.
Why 0? Don't you see -1 here? What will be the location of poles here? -1 and +1. So there is one pole on the right hand side. Is it understandable or not? Or should I explain? If you draw the pole zero plot of the open loop transfer function in S plane, this is our S plane. So there is one pole at +1, there is one pole at -1, and there is one zero at -2. So -2, -1, +1. So how many poles you see on the right hand side of the S plane? Anyone? How many poles you see on the right hand side of S plane?
So 1.
One. Because this is the pole, right? This is on the right hand side. So one. So n is equal to 1 and p is equal to 1. So now we will use the formula n is equal to p minus z. N is equal to +1, p is equal to +1, and z. +1 cancel out. So z will be equal to 0. If z is equal to 0, that means system is stable. That means no closed loop poles lie on the right hand side. So this system is stable system. This system is stable. This is the open loop transfer function, and the closed loop system will be stable system. So we will see the rest of the problem in next class. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So let me recap what we have seen so far. So we have started our discussion with the Nyquist stability criteria, and the formula was given by n is equal to p minus z. We have already seen how to draw the Nyquist plot. What is n? Net encirclement of point -1 plus j0 by in GHSS plane. N is equal to positive if the encirclement is anti-clockwise direction. N is equal to negative if the encirclement is in clockwise direction. Then what is P? Number of open loop poles in the right hand side of S plane. P is what? Number of open loop poles in the right hand side of S plane. Then Z, n is equal to, n is known, P is known, then we can determine Z. If Z is equal to 0, that means system is stable. What is Z? Number of roots of characteristic equation in the right hand side, or number of closed loop poles in the right hand side. Both are same. If Z is not equal to 0, that means system is unstable, and whatever the value of Z will give me the number of poles in the right hand side. Z cannot be negative. This is one. Z cannot be negative. If you are getting negative Z, that means you have done some mistake. And what is the drawback of this Nyquist stability criteria? That is marginally stable system. We cannot determine this for marginal stability. We cannot determine. So n is equal to p minus z. N is equal to positive for anti-clockwise, negative for clockwise, and p is open pole in the right hand side. Z is equal to, you can see z is 0 for stable, not 0 for unstable. So we have seen some examples and some cases. I will not discuss. And we have seen one example that I will just give you a recap. So this was our open loop transfer function. For this, we have to determine the Nyquist stability criteria. We have to determine the stability. So first we have to draw the Nyquist plot. So for that, I have drawn the Nyquist contour. You can see this is the Nyquist contour for this drawing the Nyquist plot. We put s is equal to j omega. We have calculated the magnitude and we have calculated the phase. Don't forget to add -180 because there is a negative real part in the denominator. We have already discussed this concept in our previous lectures. So just for the safe side, we have also calculated the phase crossover frequency, and we know from this that there is only one point at which our plot will cut -180 line, that is omega is equal to 0. So that means you can see we have drawn the table for omega, positive value of omega, magnitude, and phase. And respective to each value of omega, we have got the magnitude as well as the phase. We have put s is equal to r j theta because in order to map the bigger the semicircle, in order to map from S plane to GH plane. So we have put s is equal to r theta and magnitude we are cutting as 0. So you can see. So this is our finally Nyquist plot, and plus j0 is anti-clockwise direction. Since it is in anti-clockwise direction, therefore we have taken n is equal to +1. And if you see the open loop transformation, how many poles in the right hand side? There is only one pole in the right hand side, so P will be equal to 1. So N is equal to 1, P is equal to 1. We have put in the formula. So from there we have got Z is equal to 0. That means system is stable system. Is it okay?
Sir, hello, sir.
Yes, ask.
Sir, can you say here what N indicates here? Sir, that I can't understand, sir.
N is the encirclement of point -1 plus J0.
Excuse me, sir.
Just wait. I will just complete his doubt. Just see the definition. What is N? N is the encirclement of -1 plus J0 point in GSHS plane. We draw the Nyquist and polar plot in GSHS plane, and the encirclement of this point is called as N. If N is positive, if it is anti-clockwise, N is negative, it is clockwise. N is equal to 0 if there is no encirclement. So if for example, suppose this is our point -1 plus J0, it is encircling in which direction? In clockwise direction. Therefore, N is equal to -1. We have seen. Here there are 3 encirclements. Two are in anti-clockwise. This is in anti-clockwise direction. 2 are in anti-clockwise direction and 1 in anti-clockwise direction. So 2 anti-clockwise direction, 1 clockwise direction, -1 plus 1. So net encirclement is equal to +1. Have you understood what is N?
Yes, sir, understood. Is the number of encirclements, total number of encirclements?
Yes, total number of encirclement. Someone was having doubt?
No, sir. Some people got disconnected. They are unable to join.
Okay. And any more doubts anyone is having in this? Okay.